You're inside the Sunday Blues Cafe on 102JKX, being brought to you by Budweiser and Furniture Liquidators. And I promised you that I would have Sophia L. White in the building. I am so excited. Not only is she bringing this wonderful conference, the I Love You conference, to Hattiesburg Friday and Saturday, but she's a native of Hattiesburg. Tell us about growing up in Hattiesburg and how you got to the point of putting together this conference.
I went to Eureka Elementary. I went on to Camp Elementary, then Rowan, and then Blair High. Absolutely love home. Now, I went away to do some things, true enough, but you can never leave your, as my granny would say, your roots.
Tell us what you went away to do.
I left after University of Southern Miss. I left to sing. I went and I did background with Peabo, Freddie, Aretha, Celine Dion, even some blues singers, Marvin Sease, Willie Clayton. Just enjoyed that particular part of my life and built a foundation with the thing I love to do the most, which was sing. Girl, they couldn't get me to shut up when I was younger. And have my little box decorated, and after my mom's club meetings, I'd say, can I go ahead? And I'd get on that box, and they'd give me quarters.
Now, I wish I was that confident in my singing skills. I sang with the band and all this stuff in concert chorus in high school and college.
It's an adrenaline rush, too, because I could not wait to get on stage. If I told you how I got in the business, first of all, when I left, I had $100 in my pocket. But I told my mom that morning, I can't take it. I'm ready to go. If I don't get this out of me, I don't know what could happen. And I just could only do so much here. When I left, I got a job at the bank, which that's a whole nother story, because the man who hired me hurry up and taught me what I need to know and got rid of me because he said, you need to go sing. But I used to go sit at the studio every day for 2 weeks. Cameo was recording, and I found out where they were recording. And they had this little bench that would be outside, and I'd go and sit there every day, and they'd come out. I said, you're not ready for a singer? They said, we have singers. I said, okay. You're going to need me, though. And I'd sit there after work, and I'd have my stuff. I'd stay there till about 11 o'clock. Every day they'd come in and say, this chick is either crazy or very determined. So what happened one day, it just a storm. 2 weeks later, a storm came, and it was ridiculous. And I was just sitting there, and the singers couldn't make it in because they were too far out. And they kept coming out telling the secretary, get us another singer. She said, why don't you use this chick over here? They were like, we don't know how she sounds. We don't know if she can pull it off. And I said, you're going to need me. You're going to need me. And I just kept sitting there. And then finally, Charlie Singleton says, well, come on, because I got to get this song finished. So come on and let's try your luck. Girl finished that song in 20 minutes and did all the parts.
That's awesome.
And from there, all of the gigs started to roll. They didn't even bring the singers back. I was the singer.
That good. That is being what I call the 3 Ds: determined, dedicated, and devoted.
Amen.
And you got what you wanted from them. And you didn't stop there.
I got into plays. I was doing Tyler Perry's plays, and we were just very good friends. But we were doing his plays when he was playing nobody. Amen. And you'd have to double up on the parts. Did all that, and then I started working with Nephew Tommy, managing him and things like that. And Mr. Harvey, obviously that's where it was housed. And they watched me for a couple of years and then approached me about working with his company. And he's a very, very real gentleman. What y'all see, that's him 24/7.
Well, I want you to hold that thought because we want to give them something to come back to find out.
Okay.
But I want to finish this up by saying one thing. You are living your dream.
Yes.
And with this I Love You conference, not only are you going to teach women how to have strength to live their own dream, but strength to love each other and help build on their dreams individually.
Yes. Let's do it.
So hold on. We'll be back in just a moment with more of Sophia White about the I Love You conference and on her exciting life.